What's up, guys? Jim from Wrestle Wellbeing here, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Unseen Battles, where we dive into our guests' wrestling history, wrestling journey, and also their battles, struggles, and hopefully triumphs with mental health. Before I get into my guest today, we'll talk about the Hot Tag Foundation. So, as viewers will know, the Hot Tag Foundation is a non-profit organisation based here in the UK that aims to share wrestling with children across Britain, particularly those in need. The way that they do this is by collecting donations of wrestling items such as toys, merchandise, and other wrestling-related goods, personalizing and packaging these donations and distributing the items to children and young people, mostly around the holidays such as Christmas, and sometimes in partnership with hospitals or other charities to reach children undergoing treatment. In essence, the Hot Tag Foundation leverages the appeal of professional wrestling to bring joy and a sense of real-life superheroes to children, especially those facing challenging circumstances. I've got a quick 2-minute clip here, guys, for you to watch. Not only is it going to explain the Hot Tag Foundation in a bit of a better description than what I've just given, because I've just butchered that, but also it's going to give you a list of the fantastic wrestling companies up and down the UK that is in partnership with the Hot Tag Foundation. There's a little QR code in the corners of each clip with links to those companies. So yeah, we'll see you in 2 minutes, guys.
Ready for
So there we are, guys. Make sure you check out the Hot Tag Foundation along with all those fantastic wrestling companies from up and down the UK. But before we do that, let's get into today's episode. My guest today is the Lone Fighter. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mathias Havana. How's it going, man?
Yeah, I mean.
How are you, bud?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for asking, mate. So, first of all, bud, I just want to say a massive thank you for agreeing to come on the podcast. I really do appreciate it.
Brother, thank you for having me. Straight up.
It's an absolute pleasure, bud. So, we'll jump into the question straight away, mate. What initially drew you to professional wrestling? Is it something you wanted to do ever since you were a kid, or is it something that you discovered later on?
A bit of both, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I did kind of grow up watching it, but not until I was, I want to say, about 13 years old. But then as I got more into it, like I started watching it more and more, I was like, okay, this might be something I can develop into.
Mhm.
So I carried on watching it for a few years. I started out actually with Lucha Underground when it was still around.
Mhm.
But then I went on to WCW, ECW, and then typically WWE. And then realistically, that's sort of when I was like, okay, I want to do this. I want to give this a try.
Mhm.
But did I? No, not until I turned 18 years old, because I didn't want to do something whilst I was underage. I didn't want to get into any legal trouble.
Mhm.
So then I turned 18, and it wasn't until I was on my way back from college that I was like, okay, I want to do this. I was watching a company promotion, whatever you want to call it, in the United States called UWC, United Wrestling Coalition. And it was one of those matches that I really got into it. And I mean, like, I really fucking got into it. I came home straight away and I literally said to my mum, I want to fucking do this. Word for word, I want to fucking do this. She was like, you're fucking mental, but let's give it a go. So straight away, we got searching online, and we found 3 wrestling schools or promotions, you could say, that were near to me. Number one, Nathan's going to be fucking angry about this because he was the majority owner of this company, 1PW. Boo. But then, as we did more and more research into it, we was like, okay, this is a bit too big for me right now. I want to start off a little bit smaller, a little bit easier, and then gradually work my way into it. Next one that we found, which we've just been talking about as well, UKW. In Batley, which I always get confused whether Batley's in Leeds or in Wakefield because it has a Wakefield postcode. But was when I was talking to my mum about this, we was like, okay, how are we gonna handle travel? How are we gonna handle money, everything else? I was like, okay, let's keep on looking and see what else comes about it. And then the last one that we found, Pursuit, PPW, Sheffield, very close to city centre, convenient. My grandparents also live in Sheffield, so that meant that after training, I can go over to them and spend a bit of time with them. That's fucking fantastic. It's very near to us as well. We live in Doncaster. That's lovely. I feel so condescending using that tone. I'm sorry. I do. I genuinely do. But then we did a lot of research into Pursuit because I was like, okay, third time's a charm. Let's hope something comes of this. We went onto the website and I inquired through the website, hi, I want to become a professional wrestler. Can I come train with you? And I'm pretty sure literally the next hour or maybe the next day, I can't remember because this was 3.5 years ago. Liam responded to me on email saying, come on down, let's have a chat, I'll show you around. And that we did. So then we go down, we have a chat with Liam, we have to find our way first because we didn't know where the facility was. Until we asked people that were down the road, like, hey, where's this? Where's PPW? Where's like Liam Slater and Nathan Black? They told us, we got down there, we got in, met Liam, lovely fucking guy, really lovely. And we had a chat. He showed us around, and I think it was from there that I decided, yep, let's go into it. Let's fucking do this. So then that we did. I'm not going to disclose the amount that I had to pay for the 6-week beginners course that we do offer. I highly recommend it if there's anyone that is wanting to become a professional wrestler or an aspiring professional wrestler in the South Yorkshire area. Again, I'm not going to disclose the amount of it, but I paid it willingly. I got down there, and as soon as I got in that ring, I had the biggest smile on my face. Literally from here to the moon and back, I was smiling my ass off. And then from there, I've been there pretty much every single week, every Saturday, maybe twice a week, whether it's Thursdays or Tuesdays. And that's kind of led us to this point as well.
Fantastic. But so, can you describe to us what that first training session was like? What was it like when you took that first bump?
My mum would say I'm a psychopath for saying this, but it was fan-fucking-tastic. Fantastic, because it was kind of everything that I imagined it would be. Like, at first it was painful because my body wasn't used to it, and back then I was skinny as hell. I'm not saying that I'm not skinny now, but I was skinny as hell. I was barely 60 kilo back then, and right now I'm at 87, 88 kilo, which is fantastic for me. But yeah, it was fantastic. Taking a bump, doing the rolls, running the ropes, which I started doing automatically as I put my fucking gear on. And yeah, it was fantastic and everything that I imagined it would be.
Fantastic, mate. So, what would you say the best advice that Liam gave you ever has been?
Go at your own pace, because you don't want to rush something, or you don't want to overcomplicate something, because then you're gonna get fucking lost. You're gonna, like, for the first fucking year and a half, I'd probably say I was blacking out up here. My memory was not kicking in, and I could not remember half of the fucking match. It really kicked in when I got in the ring with Radu, and it was literally right after the shine that I said, okay, where do we go from here? I fucking forgot it all, which was terrible. Because I ended up coming out with a few bruised ribs and a mild concussion from it as well. But yeah, go at your own pace. Don't overcomplicate anything, and go with the flow and keep it as simple as possible.
Fantastic, mate. So, obviously, training at PPW, we spoke just before we came on. You've obviously worked with our very good friends Alfie and Dee, and with Skylar Rose. We were speaking about those two girls before we came on. What's it like being around Alfie and Dee? What's their aura like?
They are so lovely, honestly. Like Skylar, she's such an inspiration. I cannot lie to you. Like, her journey through, like, whether it's mental health, physical health, emotional, and where she's come to now is absolutely inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
And with Alfie and Dee, I'm sorry, Alfie and Dee. I love you both as much as I possibly can. They're a bit out there. They're a bit like, they are lovely minds for the business. Fucking lovely minds. But yeah, they're a bit out there, I'm not going to lie. But they are lovely, they are charismatic as hell, and they are such good fucking workers. I love them to bits.
Cannot say any more than that, mate. Honestly, so yeah, guys, make sure you go check out Alfie and Didi, and make sure you check out Skylar Rose as well. Two absolutely phenomenal young talents in the wrestling industry at this moment in time. So, bud, what would you say have been some of the most memorable moments or matches in your career so far?
Memorable matches?
Mm-hmm.
Probably my first match with Radu, as I've just said, because that was the one that I kind of struggled the most in. And it was the one that I can't really forget, even though I came out with a concussion. Because we kind of just went all out. We went hard, strikes, forearms, headbutts, you fucking name it. We did it. It hurt like hell. But that's probably number one on my list. But the second one is my second one-on-one with Radu, which realistically is my third match with Radu altogether, where I actually beat him thanks to a good friend at the time, still a good friend now, but we're not tag partners anymore. And you've had him on recently as well, Matty Carter. Thanks to him, I beat Radu, which is lovely. But then we kind of went our separate ways into it. He has his reasons, I have mine. I'm going to leave it at that because I don't really want to get into anything like supremely personal. Plus, I'm pretty sure if I said anything bad, Matty would probably have a go at me for it. And then there's two more as well. My match with Kemper for the PPW Championship last year in November. Jesus Christ. Kemper's a beast. Kemper's a monster. I cannot lie to you. He's a monster of a man. And he absolutely manhandled me in that match. I tried to give back, and I gave back as much as I could, but then I kind of ate a lot of shit in that match. I took a lot. You could tell I was in pain. I was screaming, not like at the top of my voice because then my voice box would break. But it was a lovely match. I did not win, unfortunately, but I was happy for that. And when it comes to Kemper, he is a lovely, lovely person, lovely worker, fan-fucking-tastic, honestly. But then the last one I'd probably have to say is my debut on Kama Productions or Promotions, sorry, my apologies, in Barnsley, which was my first show out of PPW, like their training shows. It was lovely. I was with Aiden Sparks. I was working with him, sorry. Lovely guy, fucking lovely, so easy to work with. And he is honestly a great man for the business. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely, bud. So you mentioned obviously that you faced Kemper for the PPW Championship. How do you prepare for a big match like that, both mentally and physically?
It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress. Because it wasn't just the match with Kemper itself, it was also for the PPW Championship, which was my goal and is still my goal to become PPW champion. It was a big fight feeling, a big fight feeling, because it was my first ever main event. And I'm pretty sure we had a full house in at that point. So I'd probably say amongst 70, maybe 80 people. I don't know. It was a lot of stress, but I did the best I could to prepare for it. I was training in the gym for like a week straight, just trying to do everything I could, and it was a lot of meditation as well.
Mhm.
Because then when the stress becomes overwhelming, it then becomes difficult to keep a wide mind or a wide mindset so that then I could think and I could depressure myself, if that's even a word.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, big fight feeling, a lot of stress, but I got through it.
Fantastic, bud. So, obviously, when you and Kemp are sorting out that match, is there much discussion between you both, like what spots you want to do, if there's anything in particular that he wants to do, and vice versa? Is there much of that at all?
A little bit, yeah. When I first found out about it, I automatically texted him saying, "Yo, brother, hope you're well. It's me and you in the main event for this show. Do you have any ideas? If so, please shoot them over." Um, he was busy at the time because he had like 3 other shows or 2 other shows that he had to think and worry about. So I was like, "No worries. You can leave it till the day of. That's no danger. I've got a few ideas for the match that I think would be fitting, and I will shoot them to you on the day of." We got to the day of, we were shooting ideas back and forth. We came up with quite a few ideas, but even so, whilst I was warming up, I was still shitting myself. But yeah, quite a bit of conversation, discussion, shooting ideas back and forth, saying yes to this, saying no to this. Didn't mind at all, but it is what it is, and we did the best that we could possibly do.
Fantastic, bud. So, when Kemp was giving you some ideas, is there anything that he suggested that you are, oh, I'd really like to do that, but I'm gonna have to say no? Is there anything like that?
Realistically, no, because Kemper's quite an open-minded person when it comes to, pardon me, when it comes to planning a match. He is quite open-minded when it comes down to it. It's not just that, but he's one of the easiest people that I've been able to work with as well. Whilst we were talking backstage and even outside, just planning the match through, we was like, okay, we'll do this. We'll leave this bit of the match free to just call on the spot and do whatever, and then we've got this part of the match, and we'll go from there. Which was fantastic because that means that I didn't have to think of that much, which is lovely because I don't think much anyways. And yeah, it was lovely. It was quite easy, and yeah, Kemper's an easy person to work with.
Fantastic, matey. So, would you say that you faced any big challenges outside of mental health in your career at all? Possibly injuries, setbacks, personal issues, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to personal issues, that is kind of also mental health as well.
Hmm.
Because what people don't know or they kind of underestimate is mental health is one of the biggest detriments within professional wrestling, like as a whole in the industry. Because if you don't have like that good of mental health, you're not really going to be able to get stuff done. You need to be able to like think in a positive way and not in like a, oh, I'm gonna do this and hope this happens kind of thing. I did face a few injuries as well to do with my ribs specifically, and the people at PPW know exactly why. But to put it bluntly, I have glass ribs.
Hmm.
Um, So just to go down memory lane a little bit, PPW 26, I think. I have no idea. Really, I have no idea. I was in a triple threat match. Oh, shit. Fuck off. I was in a triple threat. Me, Carl Lawson, and Kieran McQueen. We got to a point in the match where I was supposed to be temporarily eliminated out of the equation. However, when Lawson went to throw a chop, I foolishly and idiotically put my hands up out of instinct. He hit my arms. I went down anyways, just because I knew I needed to sell, and he fucking punted me right in the ribs. And from there, I was like, no, I cannot continue. You can literally see in the footage as well. I literally went to the referee, held up the X, and said, no, I cannot continue. Which I get bullied about to this day at PPW, at training, which is fine because it's all in banter and everything, and it's all out of love. But it was probably one of the more foolish things that I've ever done in a match or in professional wrestling. Yeah.
So would you say that the punt to ribs was a receipt for
Yes.
putting your arms up?
Yes. Absolutely. I was owed it. Fair on Lawson. I'm not gonna chat shit or chat dirty about him. It is what it is. I shouldn't have put my arms up. So realistically, I kind of deserved that receipt.
Okay. And was there any problems between you two after the show, or was it just a case of you did that, I gave you the receipt, we're cool? Is that sort of thing?
There was a little bit of like when Carl Lawson and Kieran McQueen backstage. Carl was like, "Why the fuck did you do that?" I was like, "I'm sorry, mate. It was just on instinct, and you gave me a receipt anyways, which was deserved." But then it got to like, "Are you okay? Like, is your ribs okay? Can you breathe? Are we cool?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're cool, brother. Don't worry about it. It is what it is. Focus on the future, not the past."
Fantastic, mate. So how would you say that your wrestling style or your persona has evolved ever since you first started?
It's evolved quite a lot because when I first started out, I had no idea what the hell I wanted to do. And I was mixed between ideas of I kind of want to be the lone something. Like, I had an idea from Baron Corbin of like the lone wolf, but I didn't want to go with the lone wolf because that trademark has already been taken. So then I was kind of just brainstorming ideas. I also had the idea to kind of introduce myself as the God of War, but that's because of my theme, my entrance music at PPW literally being called God of War. But then I went through that with Liam, and he was like, "I don't think that's the way to go forward," which was fine. Because that's kind of what training is for, just to brainstorm back and forth and see what flies and what doesn't. But then I got to the point where it's like I had two things in mind, two taglines you could probably say. The lone mercenary, which I was like, that kind of fits. Mercenary for hire, get to beat people up, whether it's face or heel. Or, and what I have now, the lone fighter, where I just kick the shit out of anyone. I don't give a shit. And I get to beat people up as and when I want to. Which, that I went for, but it kind of contradicts it at the same time because it doesn't make sense for me to be a lone fighter and like not be able to be in a tag team match. Again, contradicts it. That's fine. I'm working my way around it. But yeah, that's kind of like the brainstorming happening whilst thinking of ideas.
Okay, mate. So we have got a question from Instagram, but you've already actually answered the question. So the question is from someone called a page called Feeling My Thoughts, who was asked, "What's been your biggest challenge in your career?" Which obviously you have already answered.
Yeah, I have.
No, worries, bud. So I'll throw a couple of quick fire questions your way, mate, if that's okay.
Go for it.
What is your favorite finishing move of all time?
Spear.
Favorite entrance music?
Roman Reigns. I'm gonna get bullied for that one.
Specifically, which one?
Oh, when he came back in 2021 or two, the altered one that he now uses as his tribal chief theme music.
Okay. What is a move you've always wanted to do but you haven't yet?
Moonsault.
Who? I think you've answered this one. Who's your favorite opponent that you've ever worked?
Caden Cross.
Which do you think is better, WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble?
Mania.
If you got to have a match with any wrestler, past or present, who would it be?
Eddie Guerrero.
What's your favorite cheat meal?
Chinese food.
Who's the funniest person in the locker room?
A lot of people, to be fair with you, but I'd probably say OJ Barton.
And finally, what is the one film you could watch over and over again?
Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
I think that is actually the quickest that anyone's actually done the quick fire questions before, but so I'm really impressed.
So that was all at the top of my head as well.
Quick thinking, bud. So yeah, if it's all good with you, mate, we'll transition over to the mental health side of things, if that's okay with you, mate. Okay, bud. Quick transition for you guys. We'll be back in 2 seconds.
I'm back.
No worries, bud. So, first question I want to ask you, mate, is what is your biggest fear?
Losing my family. That is literally my biggest fear because my family is absolutely everything to me. This kind of ties back into mental health because I've suffered so much throughout mental health when it comes to depression, anxiety, PTSD, even. And even so much to say as I've gone through a few suicidal phases, which is not something I'm proud of at all. Through school, from fucking hell, well, basically all 11 years of school that I went through, I suffered. I got bullied relentlessly, and not just on school grounds as well, like in school, in the streets, in the park, or on the football field. And I got tortured, tormented, and bullied relentlessly all 11 years. Could not catch a break at all. And I went through, I want to say, 5 suicidal phases or 5 suicide attempts. Yeah, it's not something that someone should ever have to go through realistically, because they just don't deserve it. Like, no matter whether they're different or have some kind of disability or difficulty, they should not be bullied throughout it or for it in any way. And the school that I went to, they did not give a crap. I'm sorry, I'm going to be ranting right now. The school that I went to, fucking hated it. I still hate it to this day. I do not recommend anyone goes to it. This is me being shitty here, I know, but I did not deserve any of that bullying, and I hate the fact that I did not fight back throughout any of it. I hate it. I really do. I still have PTSD episodes because of it, and I will continue to hate it until the day I die.
Absolutely, mate. I've got to say, I'm really sorry that you went through that, but I went through very similar things at school as well with bullying. Um, did you ever find out the reason that you were getting bullied? Is it just because you were different, because you like different things?
It was
Did you ever
just
find out?
because I stood out. It was literally just because I stood out. I never wanted to fit in with anyone because I'm not a sheep, and
Mhm.
I do not desire to be one either. I don't follow trends. I don't make trends either. I like what I like, and I do not care if someone does not like it. And I shouldn't have been bullied for any of it, yet here we are, 11 years from it. No, that's not right, because I left in 2020, so it's 5 years later. My maths is very wrong. Um, I didn't deserve it at all, and I hate the people that did it to me with all of my heart.
Completely understand where you're coming from with that, buddy. So, when you were going through those difficult times, were you able to speak to anybody about it? For example, your parents. Were you able to speak to friends, teachers, or anything like that? I know that teachers, myself, never helped, but were you able to tell anybody about it?
My family knew very well what I was going through. We
Hmm.
tried going to the school about it, and they did not care at all. The only thing that they cared about and that they still care about is money in their pockets. But that's because of the shitty fucking society that we live in nowadays, where people don't care about other people's mental health or physical health. They just care about money in their pockets, and that's all that they want to care about as well, which is shitty. We even tried going higher up as well to the school board. They did nothing at all. So I had no choice but to be there every single day and just endure through it. I wasn't given any protection or anything. I was left to fend for myself. And it's safe to say that the suicidal phases that I went through are justified because that's what I had to go through. Fucking shitty place.
Absolutely, mate. Like I say, can completely understand where you're coming from. Went through very similar things as well. So, when you left school and you started to get into wrestling, did you find wrestling was sort of like an escape?
A little bit, yeah. Um, Being honest, it wasn't just wrestling that I was into at that point, because then I only just started going to the gym at that point. And I started exercising for me, not for anyone else.
Hmm.
And I think that was one of the biggest reliefs of stress that I was able to do. I mean, back then, the pandemic was still around, so we were still all in lockdown. But for the gym that I went to, you didn't have to wear a mask, but you did have to make sure that everything was cleaned after you was done with it, which is fair enough, hygiene and everything. But yeah, it was the gym and wrestling that was kind of what allowed me to just phase out and just be me for once.
Absolutely. So, would you say that you used the used the bullying as sort of like a bit of a motivation for you to lift heavier, for you to do more reps, for you to be able to do different things. Is it that a fair assessment?
Yes. Yeah, I use that as an incentive to get the job done realistically and just push my own boundaries, because if you're not pushing, then why the fuck are you there, honestly? Pardon me. Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
Fantastic, bud. So, would you say that any part of wrestling at all has made an impact on your mental health in a negative way at all? Like, for example, like any demanding nature of professional wrestling?
No, no, quite the opposite actually. Professional wrestling has kind of just helped, like, even if it's just to keep me busy so that I'm not thinking of anything shit.
Mhm.
I've just been able to use that as just get myself out the house, get myself doing a bit of exercise, and just not think about anything else that was going on in life.
Okay, fantastic, bud. So, I'm going to listen. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. If you can tell us if you've experienced any of these challenges whilst being in the wrestling board. So we've got performance anxiety, pressure, travel, body imagery, and social media scrutiny. Do any of those speak out to you at all?
Performance anxiety being one, but that's probably when I first started out, and I started getting into the big matches.
Hmm.
Um, because one thing you don't want to happen, especially like if it's even if it's going on YouTube and it's going to be edited, which most of the time, yes, it is. Um, you don't really want to mess up, but like when you're in front of a live crowd, that's where like you are given the one fucking chance to get this right,
Hmm.
and you cannot afford to mess up because then it breaks the illusion to the crowd, and they're just gonna know like, oh, it's fake, like it's fake. But I, uh, that is probably one of the most. I'm sorry, I'm going to be rambling on again. That's probably one of the most angering and frustrating things for someone that does not understand professional wrestling to say like, "Oh, wrestling's fake. You're not actually getting hit." I've had so many people fucking say that to me, and my exact response is, you can say that, but one thing you're certainly not going to do is hop in that ring and take a couple bumps and a couple hits because you don't have the fucking balls to do it. You are actually getting hit. 1000%. I've taken so many fucking shots to the head, shots to the stomach, and shots to the face, even. You are actually getting hurt. You are actually getting thrown about, hit, what the fuck ever you want to say. The only fake bit about it is the choreography and the planning through it. Everything else, fucking legit.
Definitely would. I mean, prime example that I go to when someone says that it's fake is for them to watch the interview where Roddy Piper and a couple of other legends are on a talk show, and Roddy Piper shows his, I think it's a piece of lead that's in his arm or in his rib or something like that.
Oh god.
That's the main thing. So yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from, but because I'm the same. I detest when people say that it's fake because it's not that it's fake. It's that it's done safely. It's
Yeah,
done professionally. That's why it's called professional wrestling.
exactly. Like, we are trained professionals. We're not just hopping in a ring on the first day and being able to do this automatically. We have to train for a year minimal,
Mhm.
fucking minimal, before we can even begin to go out onto shows. Like, we are trained professionals and we are trained to do this by one of, or if I can say personally, the best professional wrestler, the best technical wrestler to ever step in a step in a ring, that being Liam Slater.
Mhm.
Is what it is.
Absolutely, mate. Exactly, bud. Exactly. So, would you say there's been any particular moments or periods in your career so far where your struggles have felt particularly overwhelming?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not just that, but it's my personal life as well that it kind of happened. Um, should I be out in this? I do not know. You know what? Fuck it, because I really can't care at this point. At the time, I was going out with this lass, lovely, beautiful, everything, and I find out that she's been cheating on me.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking shit. And this was last October. I'm not gonna lie, this was last October. This was last year that I found out about this, and I was absolutely heartbroken. And I nearly went back into a suicidal phase. I nearly went back into one because of her. But then, thankfully, I had professional wrestling to help keep me busy, especially on Saturday mornings. But not only that, but when I wasn't at wrestling, when I wasn't at training or working or whatever, my best friend, who is still now my best friend, but I consider to be my brother now more than anything, he saw that, and he even took the liberty, that's not the right phrase, but I can't think of it right now, to say, you know what, I'm coming to get you, get in the fucking car. We're going to go get our other friends, my other brothers, and we're going to go for a long fucking drive for as long as you fucking need.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that point that I was down as hell, and he saw that, and he was there for me throughout everything. And he still is. I love him to bits, and it's at a point now where I owe him a serious fucking debt of gratitude that I simply cannot ever repay, because he's been there for me, and I hope he will continue to be there for me, as I will for him. As like it's a saying that I've kind of grown up with at the time, and this really kind of brings it to light as well, is iron sharpens iron, brother sharpens brother. And that can't be any more true in that type of scenario. And honestly, if I was able to, if he even knew that I was on here, I'd thank him profusely for it, because he has saved my life, and he's stopped me from doing some seriously stupid fucking stuff.
If you want to plug in, mate, if you want to say thank you to him, you can do, bud.
Go for it. AOT, Tiger Payne, my best friend of like the entire world, my brother in arms. I'll even show this to him as well when it's live on YouTube. Brother, thank you for absolutely everything that you've done for me, and I will have your back whenever you fucking need it. I fucking love you as a brother. I love you fucking altogether. You my brother. You my, a word I'm not allowed to say. And I hope that this will continue for the rest of our lives. Straight up.
There you go, mate. I'm sure that you, mate, will appreciate that. Just so you know, mate, we are actually live, so this is going out on YouTube live straight away. So you can send this to him once this is done, and hopefully you and him will share a nice moment together. So, what coping mechanisms would you say that you found most effective when managing your mental health? Would you say it is going to your friend? Is it going to your family? Or is it something else?
It's probably a combination of a lot, actually. There's my family, who are my support system, and I know that I can rely on them for having my back through anything. There's going to the gym, where I can just put my headphones in, lift some fucking heavy weights, as I was earlier today, and just zone out with the world. There's meditation as well, which I said like 20 minutes ago or something. I don't know. Meditation helps quite a lot, because then, in like a normal way of saying this, I can kind of separate my soul from my body and just go off into another world where I can just relax and not think of anything stupid. But then another one is also going to training, whether it's on Saturday mornings, whether it's on Thursday, Tuesday. We've got Mondays and Wednesdays open as well. That's all good. But yeah, I've got quite a lot of coping mechanisms, healthy coping mechanisms as well, because if it's someone else that's gone through something like that, then realistically they'd go through like drugs, alcohol, clubbing, partying, and just getting fucking wasted, which is not healthy because it's going to end up destroying your body. But like, my coping mechanisms are as healthy as it can be for right now.
Okay, mate. So have you ever got to a point where you needed to seek professional help, such as therapy and taking medication and anything like that?
Many times. Therapy has kind of helped, even if it's just speaking therapy or just listening to a conversation on therapy as well. And then when it comes to medication, I'm not on medication as of right now. But I don't think I'm that bad as of right now. If I was to get even worse, then I would probably go onto medication or back onto medication. But for right now, I'm not on it. But therapy absolutely is a very much necessary.
Okay, mate. So for anyone that's watching, Bud, whether they be a wrestler, whether they be a fan, or if it's just someone at random that's watching this, what message would you give to that person that is struggling with their mental health and feels though they can't talk to someone?
Just know that you're not alone, because that's one of the biggest things, the biggest detriments that you can ever do when you're suffering, is thinking that you're suffering alone when you are not. There is a countless amount of people that you can go talk to, whether it's your friends, your family, professionals, or even someone at random. You can just go and ask if you can just talk to them and just rant to them, and like hope that they will listen. Like, it straight up, if there's anyone on here right now that's suffering with mental health or just needs someone to talk to, there's a QR code right there that if you scan it, it goes directly to my Instagram. I'm active every single day. Please, please, please do not hesitate to come and talk, because that's one of the biggest mistakes that you can ever make, is alienating yourself and not talking. You are not alone. You will never be alone. There are people all around the globe that are suffering with stuff like this, or even worse even. And yeah, you are not alone. You can come and talk whenever you want. I will happily listen. I will happily give as much advice as I can. Do not ever think that you're alone, because you're not.
Fantastic advice, that, buddy. Thank you for that. So, how do you believe that the professional wrestling industry as a whole can better support its performers' mental well-being?
To help better support its mental well-being is to help better support each other. because one thing you don't want to be hello. One thing you don't want to be doing is going it alone and thinking that you can't talk to somebody, even if it's in the industry, when you can go and talk to anyone, because guaranteed anyone in the industry will 1000% listen and just be there for you, which I can say for myself that if there was anyone that was suffering or is suffering, I will 1000% listen to them, and I will give as much advice as I can. But yeah, as I've just said, to help better support mental stability and mental health is to help better support each other.
Absolutely, bud. So you spoke about a support system with your family and your friends. Um, would you say that there's anybody in PPW, especially, that if you're struggling and let's say you go to a training session or you go to a show and you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, is there anybody in the locker room that you feel so you can go and speak to and just say, can I have 10 minutes of your time? I need to get this off my chest.
Absolutely. I can guarantee you, everyone at PPW who comes in and out of those doors, they will 100% let you get anything you need off of your chest. Like, I've gone to so many fucking people in the locker room, and I'm even going to name a few now. Axel the Clown, Freaky Felicia, Honest Rye, who I miss him to hell, and William Valor. Blah, 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 sorry. Especially Rex Heartless and OJ Barton. Guaranteed 100%. I know that I can go and talk to them at any point, like whether it's just to rant or to ask for a bit of advice. And I know that they will support me, but that is mainly because, like, in the industry, especially with PPW, we are not just a community. We are a family. And we are always going to be there for each other, whether it's to do with mental health, physical health, to do with wrestling, to do with something personal. We want to help each other. And in no way, shape, or form is there anyone going to be someone that's going to put someone down or bully someone for the sake of it. Because guaranteed, if there was, they'd have the entire locker room as their enemy and they would not be welcome back.
That's awesome, mate. I had Axel the Clown on the podcast the other week, and I was expecting him to come on the show in character, and he didn't.
Yes.
And he came on as himself, and he said to me, when I usually do podcasts, I come on as Axel, but with this being about mental health, I feel as though it needs to be more serious, which I really did appreciate that. So massive shout out to Axel the Clown, to Freaky Felicia, to the other guys that you mentioned as well, bud. As we start to wind down, mate, what role would you say that professional wrestling has played in your overall mental health journey? Would you say that it's been a source of strength? Has it been a challenge at times? Or would you say it's been a bit of both?
Bit of both. It's been a massive strength because it's helped me develop, not just personally but professionally as well. Not just that, but it has been a challenge, but a necessary challenge to help me evolve, so to speak, to help me become a better version of myself.
Absolutely, bud. So I've got the last couple of questions, mate. These are a bit light-hearted just because obviously it can get a bit deep. We're talking about mental health. So
Go for it.
what do you want your legacy to be for when you're retired, or what do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered, and this is going to be quite selfish as well. I want to be remembered as one of the best strikers in the business.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not just that, but I want to be the best as anyone else can as well, or anyone else does. I want to be the best, and to show that is for me to be champion, a fighting champion, and still want to learn from the best in the business.
Absolutely, mate. So, what would you say are your aspirations and goals within professional wrestling for the future?
I mean, I kind of have just said it.
Yeah.
To be the best, to become champion, to be easy to work with, which I hope I am. If I'm not, I do apologize. And I will try to be. But yeah, to be champion, to be the best, and to be someone that even I can be proud of.
Fantastic, bud. Final question for you, mate, before we close off. I posted this question to Steve Dean, the referee, and I've posted it to all my other guests. And the reactions have always been very comical and very good. I'm going to sit to you now, mate. Who is on your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers?
Roman Reigns being number one, people can see that coming. Penta being number two. Aleister Black being number three. People are going to hate me for this, but I'm going to have to say Paul Heyman is number four because of his incredible promo ability and just being the best talker in the business. But number five, pardon me, I'd have to say Liam Slater because he's such an inspiration to all of us. He's helped us develop so far, and he's helped PPW evolve from when it first started to how it is now, which you can see as well. Liam Slater is the backbone of not just PPW, but the industry as a whole. So he is on my Mount Rushmore.
Fantastic, buddy. So, guys, that is it for today's episode of The Unseen Battles. I want to thank Matthias for coming on, buddy. If there's anything you want to say, anything you want to get off your chest, or anything you want to plug, you can do. Obviously, your QR code in the corner is a link to your Instagram page. Make sure that you guys go and follow that. Give him some love. Give him a follow. But yeah, mate, I'll let you close out. But if there's anything you want to plug, anything you want to get off your chest at all, feel free, mate.
I mean, I've kind of said everything that I needed to say. But straight up, guys, thank you for coming out, supporting, and just tuning in to this episode. Really do appreciate it. My point still stands about mental health. If there is something that you are struggling through and you need someone to talk to, do not hesitate. Scan that QR code, add me, ask to talk. I'm always available on Instagram. Fucking go for it. And yeah, that's kind of all I've got. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Fantastic, matey. So there you are, guys. Make sure you go check him out. And also, always remember, guys, it's okay to talk.